The United Nations spoke highly of Kazakhstan's peacekeeping activities. Kazakhstan continues to actively work in implementing of the Code of Conduct towards achieving world free of terrorism. The document was developed at the initiative of the first president of Kazakhstan. The main purpose of the Code of Conduct is to create a broad international coalition of partner countries on combating terrorism and to achieve, by the signatory of the United Nations, the world free of terrorism in 2045. Permanent observer of the African Union to the United Nations, Fatima Mohammed, highlighted Kazakhstan's contribution in countering terrorism.
The issue of peace and security and development, they're interconnected when it comes to those that are actually recruited into these terrorist groups. Fundamentally, they're drawn at least from the African continent due to deficits, development deficits. So for us it is fundamentally important, and we recognize and commend the efforts of the Kazakhstan mission and of course the UN Department for Counterterrorism for organizing this.
The level of industrial development is growing in Kazakhstan. According to the Kazakh Ministry of Industrial and Infrastructure Development, the figure increased by 2% over the first 5 months of this year. The growth was due to the performance of industries such as the light industry, engineering, oil refining, non-ferrous metallurgy and chemical industry. The export volume of processed products amounted to $5 billion. The investment in fixed assets of the manufacturing industry reached almost 255 billion tenge. Since 2015, the country has implemented the second part of the 5-year industrialization plan. This year is the final stage. Last year, 102 projects worth 1.3 trillion tenge were introduced as part of the industrialization map. This year, we plan to introduce over 120 projects worth 1.1 trillion tenge, also as part of the industrialization map. In the first 5 months of this year, the share of the automotive industry in mechanical engineering has grown to 25%. According to the Mechanical Engineering Department, in this period, approximately 17,000 units of vehicles had been manufactured. Experts said that this industry is one of the most attractive for foreign investments.
На сегодняшний день отдельным, получается, производителем иностранным очень привлекательный наш рынок и
Our market and conditions that we create for our car manufacturers are very attractive to individual foreign manufacturers. We have signed a number of agreements this year. I think the brands and models of our vehicles made in Kazakhstan are in demand and profitable for the investors because the market wants it, and Kazakhstan is also able to export the vehicles to the Eurasian Union.
Я думаю, инвесторам, выгодно, поскольку здесь и спрос, соответственно, и возможность с Казахстана экспортировать в Евразийский Союз.
The Center for Caspian Studies will be opened in Mangystau region. Local experts and foreign specialists will collect diverse information on the sea's flora and fauna and perform detailed analysis at the center. Russian, Azerbaijani and South Korean experts are expected to be involved in the works. Experts from Moscow will be the first to do the research by studying the fish populations and identify the timeline and direction of their migration. The scientists will also monitor the quality of seawater. According to experts, the project is aimed at preventing environmental issues in the sea.
Техногенді апаттар болған жағдайда ғана жиналып бір қылып ғалымдарды шақырып соның бір қорытындысын ғана.
Previously, scientists and specialists used to meet and make decisions regarding the Caspian Sea only in case of technological disasters. Until now, there was no regular center which focused on the Caspian Sea. We will conduct various research works in the center. Within the next 3 years, we are planning to achieve certain results which will contribute to the development of fish farming in the region and the country.
Соның ішінде балық шаруашылығын көркейтуге, көбейтуге атсалысуға осы барымызды саламыз деп жоспарлап отырмыз.
Experts believe that joint efforts and due attention to the ecosystem of the Caspian Sea will allow to restore valuable water resources and preserve the sea life species in the Caspian Sea. Love and respect for national traditions are being ingrained from childhood. A children's ethno camp is introduced on the shore of Lake Issyk-Kul, Kyrgyzstan. The camp introduces national games as well as teaches the ancient customs and rituals to children. The program includes traditional Kyrgyz games such as Ak-Chulmuk and others. In total, there are more than 70 national games. Children also learn to cook traditional dishes, while in the evenings they listen to fairy tales and stories of Kyrgyz people. The current generation is growing up with gadgets and phones. We have organized this ethno camp to help develop the children spiritually and encourage them to become patriots. The usage of phones and gadgets are prohibited at the ethno camp. Communication with parents is allowed only through instructors. I can live without internet and my phone. I met a lot of friends here. I learned a lot about Kyrgyzstan. It is very tasty and not very sour. I learned how to make kurt. Experts are confident that the ethno camp will create a positive awareness amongst the younger generation. Based on preliminary estimates, nearly 250 children will join the camp this year. Member countries of the Commonwealth of Independent States support the Silkway single visa project between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Moreover, the countries are set to consider introducing the single CIS tourist passport, which will allow citizens of the CIS member countries to travel on preferential terms. It was announced at the first annual tourist exhibition that was held in Samarkand. The event was attended by travel officials representing Azerbaijan, Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Participants are informed about the country's local attractions and various traveling opportunities. The event was conducted with the signing of 54 cooperation memorandums. We collaborate with Uzbekistan on the Silk Road developments. Tourists have a chance to travel to Turkmenistan and then return to Uzbekistan as well as Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan. Iran is another option. There are many travel destinations in Turkmenistan and the country is located in the very heart of the Silk Road. We pay much attention to attraction of tourists. The event was held as part of the CIS Tourism Council meeting. At the meeting, chaired by Kazakhstan, the parties discussed the implementation progress of tourism project and plans for the next year. For instance, Kyrgyzstan offered to intensify the air traffic with Belarus and Armenia. Meanwhile, Tajikistan expressed interest in introducing the Silkway visa for the Central Asian countries. Kazakhstan suggested introducing the equivalent of the Schengen visa last year. Kazakhstan is also planning to involve Azerbaijan and Turkey in the project.
Основной цель – развивать комбинированный туризм. Что нет в Казахстане?
The main goal is to develop combined tourism. We can complement each other and offer tourism attraction of both Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. We want to join our efforts and provide foreign tourists with a chance to learn more about our millennia-old history in a single route.
В едином маршруте.
Tourism in CIS countries and regional cooperation, new prospects and opportunities, international research to practice workshop was also held as part of the event. The event participants discussed the ways to boost regional tourism cooperation and also explored problems existing in the sector and the ways to solve them. The next meeting and travel fair will be held next summer in the Kazakh capital, Nursultan. Kazakh capital has become the center of attraction for tourists. Both local and foreign travelers are showing increasing interest in visiting Nursultan. 180,000 tourists, of which one-third were foreigners, have visited the capital city since the beginning of the year. Ernestas Vasiliauskas arrived in the city from the Baltic. He spent almost 6 months on planning the trip, booking the tickets in advance and planning the itinerary.
Казахстан, ну да, это безвизовый режим, во-первых, несколько лет, и посмотреть, как выглядит.
Kazakhstan provides visa-free entries. I want to explore the country. We mapped out the routes and read various reviews on the internet by Lithuanians who visited the city. I'm also planning to buy postcards with stamps and later we will visit the mosque.
Чтобы был штамп, почтовая марка и виды, потом мечеть пойдем.
According to experts, the number of tourists is increasing and there are sightseeing tours available for them.
В этом году к нам приехали дети с Тюмени, с Белоруссии.
This year, children from Belarus as well as Russia's Tyumen and Altai regions visited us. Ethnic Kazakhs have a chance to learn more about Kazakhstan with the help of our project and explore our culture. They will experience our lifestyle and many more.
Нашу культуру, как здесь мы живем и что у нас много всего интересного.
Residents and visitors of the city have the opportunity to go on a city tour using the double-decker tour bus. The city tour includes 6 stops, which are the landmark Mangystau Arch, Nursultan Sphere, National Museum, and the Baitareik Monument. Last year, nearly 200,000 people have used the city bus tour service.
В день мы выполняем 5 рейсов. Помимо этих 5 рейсов бывают спецзаказы.
We have 5 tours per day, and we also offer custom tours. The majority of tourists represent the neighboring as well as distant countries, such as the United States, Germany, China, and Turkey. The tour buses will soon perform tours around the old city area where the history of the capital began. The number of visitors is expected to reach 1 million by the end of the year. Kymyz is the favorite sour milk drink of Kazakhs. The milk has long been known for its healing properties. Kymyz has always embodied the wealth and strength of people as well as generosity and hospitality. The national drink is becoming increasingly popular in neighboring Russia. 10 farms are producing Kymyz in Chelyabinsk region. The local Kymyz has a high taste. Farmers said that the ecologically clean product is highly in demand. People from the nearest regions of Moscow buy the milk to consume it as a healing drink. When a system of resorts was formed in Chelyabinsk, a Kymyz production was organized in this village. Today, for example, we'll milk 40 to 50 liters. We can supply 250 to 300 liters per day. In the farm, mares are milked every 2 hours. The produced milks are immediately sent to the Kymyz shop. Using special technology, the raw materials are first whipped in an oak barrel and then in an industrial machine.
У нас специально остается закваска.
We have a special ferment. We immediately pour the fresh milk. It is boiled and we mix around like this for a whole hour. There are no additives, all natural. The Kymyz production is quite a promising business, local farmers say. Therefore, they intend to increase the number of horse breeds for its milk. In this area, a whole range of state support measures has been developed for farmers.
Если говорить о торговых сетях, то продукция казахской стороны.
When it comes to retail chains, there are Kazakh products, including this traditional Kymyz, and products that are similar to the production associated with horse breeding.
Которые свойственны именно вот производству, связанному с коневодством.
Farms in the Chelyabinsk region produce hundreds of liters of Kymyz. However, due to the high demand, the drink is also imported from Kazakhstan. The Latvian version of the Era of Independence book by Nursultan Nazarbayev was presented in Riga. Representatives of the Latvian parliament and government, creative intellectuals and business people, as well as teachers from the University of Latvia and other universities attended the event. The book's genre is historical journalism, which reflects the author's view on modern history of Kazakhstan and its future, as well as characterizes the stages of building a sovereign state since its independence, and explains the logic and decision-making mechanisms in response to internal and external challenges. Participants of the presentation highlighted that the publication of the book of the first president of Kazakhstan in Latvian language indicates that relations between the two countries are consistently developing and reaching a new and more trustworthy level of communication. The book will be donated to libraries, research centers, and Latvian universities.
Это то, что, скажем, баланс между
This is a balance between construction of a national Kazakh state and a balance between a multi-ethnic and multi-religious society. Kazakhstan's experience will be very useful and important, not only for Latvia, but for the whole world.
только для Казахстана, но для Латвии и для всего мира.
У нас есть возможность прочитать
We have an opportunity to read the works of the first president of Kazakhstan in Latvian language. As journalist Yuri Spider said, this is very interesting, and thanks to you, the consulate, we can read it in Latvian.
С вашей помощью мы можем почитать по-латышски.
The best world literature is presented in Kazakh language. Translation of books is ongoing in Kazakhstan as part of the new Humanitarian Knowledge 100 New Textbooks in Kazakh Language project. 48 books have been reprinted in 2 years. More than 300 translators, teachers, writers and editors are involved in the adaptation of international publications. The translation of The Fourth Industrial Revolution by Klaus Schwab is completed in the Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. The author of the publication is a founder of the World Economic Forum in Davos. When translating books, it is necessary to take into account all the terminology so that it is understandable and at the same time does not lose its original meaning. Thanks to the experience and professionalism of our translators, we maintain all the principles of the primary sources. Archaeologists discovered more than 500 types of jewelries, clothing materials and arrowheads during excavations in the Yeleke-Sazi burial sites in Tarbagatay district in East Kazakhstan region. According to scientists, the burial sites date back to the early Saka period of the 7th to 8th centuries BC. Medical instruments, iron knives as well as ironclad plates prove that the nomads had high-level technologies and knowledge. It's a completely unique site in terms of its historical, archaeological and cultural value. There are early Iron Age artifacts discovered here which provide more information about the origin of nomadism. We believe that we will uncover more items at this burial site so that we can identify the emergence of the nomadic lifestyle. The researchers divided the area within a radius of 30 kilometers into sectors for 8 archaeological groups. While digging at the depth of 1.5 meters, the archaeologists discovered a tomb with jewelry and weapons. These items are just the initial findings, while the main items will be revealed by the end of the month and we will show them in August. Archaeologists believe that there are over 50 ancient burial sites in the Yeleke-Sazi area. The discovery during the excavation will present a bigger picture of the lifestyle of the ancient Kazakhs. The scientists will deliver the artifacts to the museum. Next year, the items will be presented at international exhibitions in England and Turkey. Astana Opera was included in the list of prestigious theaters of the world. At the moment, ballet dancers from various countries are willing to travel to the Kazakh capital in order to be trained by the ballet company's best choreographers. An 18-year-old ballet dancer from Japan, Ri Ishikawa, is one of them. This year, the dancer signed her first labor contract as she will travel to Nursultan in August. Ri will become the 3rd Japanese ballet dancer in Astana Opera.
I will
do my best and show my best skills. It is very important for me. We can work as professionals in the theater and be paid. The Kazakh Academy of Choreography doesn't differ much from the Moscow and St. Petersburg schools. The Kazakh Academy is very young and nonetheless has a burning desire to evolve. Therefore, all teachers are very hardworking and active. The Kazakh Academy can replace the Moscow school in terms of quality among ballet schools in Russian-speaking countries. We are closely following the development of the Kazakh Academy of Choreography. Michio Nakagawa founded a ballet academy in Tokyo with her husband and named it after Sofia Golovkina, the legendary Soviet ballet dancer and teacher who used to train Michio. According to the Japanese teacher, despite ballet's popularity, there are few highly qualified teachers in Japan. Therefore, they regularly conduct master classes in the academy involving the best foreign ballet specialists, including Kazakh experts.
Был в прошлом году в мае на фестивале, на международном балетном фестивале по приглашению Алтыны Абдалхимовны.
I visited your country in May last year to attend an international ballet festival at the invitation of Altynay Asil Muratova. I was very impressed. The city is young, the theater is new, and the Academy of Choreography is just 2 years old. I could feel the powerful energy of the people.
Ей только 2 года, но я чувствовал очень, так сказать, большую энергию народа.
As part of the cooperation with the Kazakh Academy of Choreography, the Sofia Ballet Academy conducts selection of ballet dancers in Japan. The winners travel to Nursultan to undergo training. Choreographers believe that it is just the beginning of the cooperation.